Afternoon, BookTube. Big thanks to Alan at Big Books and Classics. I've got that wrong. Sorry, Alan. Um, and this is Tag Tuesday. Today I am taking you down the canal. This is Klong Noi, I think. No, this is Klong Luang Bang Luang. But I live near Klong Noi, which is a canal off the Mainam River, which goes through Bangkok. I live on the other side of the river from all the action in these cute old neighborhoods, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. But today we're going to take a trip to a really cool um, cafe there called, there you can see the boats going, there you can see, full of tourists, to a place called these are called the Longtail Boats. And there are also not these ones; these are tourist boats, but there are boats exactly like these that are commuter boats, especially in the San Sab Canal on the other side, connecting Sukhumvit Road with the sort of Ko Ratanakosin central area, old town of Bangkok. Anyway, I'm taking you to the artist's house, Bangkok, who played beautiful jazz music in their cafe, for which I'm super thankful. And thanks to that, even in despite the lack of AC, but it was a mercifully cool day. Thank goodness the rains are coming. I spent 4 or 5 hours there the other day. So really good place, really good time. Here you can see they've got all kinds of things to do art with. So let me get to some of these tag questions before you guys go, what's this guy going on about? Just thought I'd give you some fun background to go along with this. And since the artist's house was nice enough to play good music, which I'll get to in a minute. So do I listen to music while reading? Yes or no? I'm agnostic on it. What special kinds? Number two, what special kinds of music would I prefer? That I do care quite a bit about. So by which I mean, here you can see that's my shark foot there in the slippers they gave us. There's a little baby hippo in the zoo here called Dom Wang. No, I forgot his name. Anyway, he's adorable, and people are in love with him. It's a madness. So yeah, where was I going with all this? Okay, so the cafes worldwide are playing music too loud. You know, if I want loud music, I go to a disco. If I go to a cafe, I want to read or talk to my friend. I don't want loud music. So I know I'm getting old, but I do really believe the decibels have gone up in my lifetime. So this is a problem, especially because the world soundtrack is this horrible pop with the same 4 chord progressions, you know, basically 4 word songs over and over and over, but it just, in a way, you can't quite tune it out. It's because it's loud enough. I found there's an inverse proportion with here you can see the little courtyard I sat my table next to. So basically, like, I guess people don't mind. I don't know if it's the cell phone thing or the earbuds thing, but people are just used to a higher level of noise pollution now, I think. And also there's an inverse proportion to the quality of music and its volume. Good music like jazz, you know, I'm not a classical music lover, but, you know, it was always played very low, nice background volume. There's horrible pop, and they play it so loud. And I give them their clubs, I give them their bars, but you have to leave me somewhere to go. So I feel like the cafe should be my peaceful place. So this one has jazz, which is, you know, very Western. I wish they'd play more lam music, which is the jazzy stuff, the Thai musics. But the soundtrack in Asia is very K-pop. It is horrible. And here are some of the books that were in their book shelf, you know, their swap out bookshelf. Basically, this pop is taken over. And even when I was living in Mexico last year, where literally any Latino music you would think of, I love. You know, I love boleros, I love samba, I love, you know, every Spanish music you could think of. And they're playing this horrible pop now, and it's just taking over the world, and it's a problem. All right, I've said enough about that. 3, music that I would never listen to while reading is the same music that I would never listen to, really, in general. It's just like gangster rap. I was an early adopter of rap. Lived in the Bronx at the time. PS 96, represent. But I even have been known to rap myself from time to time. but it's become so, I mean, forget the misogyny, obviously that's out of control, but so materialistic. And I just can't do it. And I had a brief heavy metal phase. Believe it or not, there's a lot of very literate heavy metal, like Iron Maiden has. You Rhyme with Ancient Mariner, Charge Light Brigade. But I can't do that kind of anger anymore. I've never done punk. So, this is the harder, heavier musics are not going to be to my listening pleasure, reading or not. Do I like or read in silence? I do, but my preference is to be out in public around people. And, this is why I love the cafes. And then you can see all the great art in the cafe. There's the bookshelf. Um, my preference is to have music. So you easily fall asleep when it's silent. This goes back to my studying days, I think. I prefer to do it in a cafe than a library. I mean, I love quiet too, but it is easier to fall asleep. So I like to have a little background noise, I do. And I like to be around people. It just makes you feel better, less alone. Does it matter if I have music or not is the answer to question 6. No, it doesn't matter at all. Oh, here you can see, this is funny. The girls, these teens, they come and take, selfies everywhere, wherever little trendy spots are. They come all dressed up and take hundreds of selfies. It's crazy. So there you go. You can see some old style seating, some great art. Just a really cool. Oh, there's the cone masks on the top shelf there. Just some really cool. Just a really cool cafe. It's called the Artist House, and it's in this little canal. There's a bunch of history on it. Little canal neighborhood on the other side of the river. Not that many tourists get here, but it's on the tourist map. So it's not overrun, but it's definitely not unknown either. And I finally got there. I've been meaning to go forever, but you got to go early when there's no AC. You got to really get up in the morning, and I have trouble doing that. All right, back to canals. These are real neighborhoods. Real people live there. This is how people live still, and it's beautiful and wonderful. One of the bridges, they put all the locks on, probably couples or whatever. So that's it, guys. Those are all the questions, and I'm going to tag some people down in the description. Have a wonderful week.